Wow, man. I'm excited. I really am. I'm excited. I'm excited for this Friday because I needed some spiritual healing, and I've been feeling great. And we're going to get into some fun stuff today. I mean, when I met, the title for this show is called The Spiritual Message of the Matrix. And I wasn't, sorry about that. I wasn't kidding. I really, truly wasn't kidding, because we're going to get deep into this Matrix, like deep, because there's some things I have to say how you helped me. You might not think you have, but the Matrix Unveiled channel has, for the last month, I'm telling you the truth, the last month has woken me up, and I'm gonna explain more to it on how it opened me up when we get to the part where we're gonna start getting into the main title of the show. I like to do a few things before the show just to get people coming in to hear it, because I don't want anybody to miss anything. So what we kind of do now is just a little bit of pillow talk, just till it comes in. But man, we all know what's going on in the world. We know there's an election going on, and I'm not here to say you should have voted, you should have not voted. Voting or not voting is up to the individual person. So if you voted, great. If you didn't, great. I don't care if you voted or not. But when I saw, it doesn't matter if you're for Trump, against Trump, you're for Biden, you're against Biden. But I have to say, when I saw Trump go up on do a little speech yesterday, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, he's going up there, and you're talking about, it's almost like, don't shoot me, people in the fucking chat. Just relax, okay? Hold your horses. But it was almost like I was listening to a hardcore truther.
Yeah.
Yesterday. And I mean, like, everything is fraud. Everything is fixed. And I'm not here to say nothing's not fixed, because there is cheating that goes on both sides. Not just one side of a party. There's cheating that goes on with both parties. But it was like I was watching a fucking truther just like, I'm going to show you a picture of this.
The earth is flat.
Look at this. It was like, look at this guy. I mean, he was just like, I felt like I was watching a fucking truther, not saying nothing nice. I mean, just saying everybody is cheating, and that's why I'm losing. I'm like, hey, is cheating going on? Of course there's cheating going on both sides, but not to the amount of being a loser baby. Like, ooh, I mean, my God. Bob, I know you're in the UK. You're not really, I don't know if you're seeing this. I don't know if you saw it yesterday, but it's a good thing maybe you're in the UK, because here in America, on the political side, it's fucking crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah, we had bonfire night, so this is a candy apple from bonfire night. There is nobody afraid to do anything here. Lockdown's a non-existent thing. They pulled down all the university students today. Pulled down all the fencing around the school. They were like pulling it down. There's nobody going for it. There's nobody in this town. It's packed with people.
That's crazy.
Nobody's sick. Everybody's just like, even the mayor. They call the mayor in Manchester the King of the North. The King in the North.
The King in the North.
Yeah, it's in the paper. The King in the North, because he's like, we ain't doing it. But they're like, well, you have to do it. He's like, we ain't doing it, because they're trying to offer Manchester the same amount of money for the other towns to have less people. And these guys at the restaurant are going to shut down all their stuff. And he's like, we need more money to pay more people. It's a bigger town. It's big. And so, yeah, everybody's like in full protest here. It's kind of all the students, classic students, like China. Always the students, like in Hong Kong. It's always the students that do everything. They can get away with it. They're students.
Now, you're younger than us. I don't know if this is like the first of age big election that you've been really fully involved, where you could have. What do you think? What is your generation of your age group even thinking about what's going on with all this? Are you tired of it? Just it's all one big phony.
So most of my generation, they're leftists, they're liberals. Okay, especially where I live, they're very liberal. They're Biden supporters because they listen to the news, and the news hates on Trump. Right? That's what they mainly do. That's what the news is. The news is attack Trump 24/7. So they mostly vote for Biden because they're brainwashed and because they don't think for themselves. They literally do not think. I actually can't believe it that there is no thought process in these people's brains. They have no original thoughts. They're programmed NPCs at this point. So most of them, and I talk to them, and I can interact with them and pretend I'm one of them, but really I'm aware of what's happening, and they're not conscious of any of the stuff that Biden has been associated with, which is like child sacrifices and eating children and all of that stuff. That just terrible stuff. And they still vote for this man. So honestly, my generation is brain dead. They're brain dead. They're completely gone. There's nothing left.
I don't know, and I don't know why people only think there's only 2 candidates you can vote for. I mean, I'm seriously. I mean, if you look at the ballot, there's like 6 people, and you're right. Everybody is brainwashed. If you ask somebody, who do you vote for? There is actually, I told Bob about this. There's actually footage of people saying, "Well, you only got 2 choices." No, you don't. You actually have over 6 choices, but you've just been brainwashed to think you can only vote for one party or not. Here's something I just learned. I didn't know this. In the state of Pennsylvania, just last year, they pulled out a certain kind of law they actually had on their ballots. I didn't know that some states were doing this. So there was like a section of a ballot on top where it said Republican and it says Democrat. Mm-hmm. What that means is if you circled Republican, everything below, you automatically vote for anybody who's in your party below. And I'm thinking that, really? So you're real, like you're saying, talk about brainwashing. You're telling a group of people, just vote for your own party. It doesn't matter if a jackass person is representing, I don't know, a county or whatever, but because this person is in the party, you automatically got your vote. And they just got rid of that just less than a year ago. Think about that. Talking about just voting for a party, you gotta, like you said, open your mind, do your research. When I did my ballot, I had my 16-year-old son. I told Bob about this. He actually opened the book. He actually read every single thing about the person, and my son researched everything about the person and came back and said, "Dad, I think you should like this person because this person's more like you." Like you say, most people don't even do that. They'll just look at it. Oh, he's a demo? Circle. Oh, he's a Republican? Circle. There's no true independence anymore. What happened to all the independents out there?
Right. I'm voting for Tanuj. You need to run, man.
Well, Bob, if we would have won, I would have made him Secretary of State.
Goddamn right he would have. Dude, you've been running everything. We would have had wars for fun. Just for fun. We would just invade somewhere. But we would show up and then we would surprise them because then we'd have we'd bring kegs. We'd be like, we showed up, we're here to throw a kegger. And everyone's like, oh, and they're like, they thought it's going to be an invasion. And we'd have music. We'd have bands come in and just rock the whole fucking country with music and beer. Well,
only thing I'm going to say is, listen, when he has to go, listen, I ain't crying for this guy. He was worth billions with the banks. I'm not saying he has billions, but the bank values him at billions. So he gets to go back to his fucking mansion, live a happily ever after life. So I don't care what happens to these politicians because it's not like they're going to Loserville and they get to go on an island all by themselves. The fucking guy owns half of New York. I mean, with the banks. So I don't fucking have a tier for any candidate. Go back to rich.
In Scotland, they shit in his golfing the holes. They shit in them. They actually had it in the paper. They were talking about they shit in the holes. The people in the area. The Scottish don't like his fucking. They don't like his golf course. They're like, no, we don't want him here. They shit in his holes.
Oh, Bob, I forgot to ask. Now, according to the UK, in case you don't even know this, in the UK, starting on the 5th, there's supposed to be a total shutdown where you're at. You also said there was going to be a big bonfire, kind of a party kind of a thing. How did that go? Was there a shutdown? Was there, like, police there? How did that go?
Bonfire night. Yeah. Still going off.
So when you say bonfire, for us in the United States, I don't know what you're talking about bonfire. What do you mean by a bonfire?
I'm going to use the word. I know everyone. It's a Mandela effect for me, but there's Guy Fawkes. Now I know about Guy Fawkes. I've always known about the story of Guy Fawkes. People that know about Guy Fawkes, he blew up a portion of Parliament. In my time, I remember the story. I thought it was cool. This fucker did it. Guy Fawkes blew up not the whole fucking thing of Parliament, just a little section. He was successful in blowing up a little section. Now in history, he did not, and he was not successful. So what they did was Guy Fawkes, this is back early days, 17 something, whatever, 18, I don't know. Anyway, it's their country. He blew up a section of Parliament and they caught him. They cut his body up in small pieces and they threw it into a bonfire. So they burned his body, they cut up, they draw and quartered him, Guy Fawkes, and then they threw his parts into a bonfire. So it used to be in my time, I remember everyone had a bonfire night in support that he was somewhat successful. Like he threw his thumb up at Parliament and he was a successful revolutionary, did something. Now it's the same party, it's the same thing. And in fact, I talked to some people who are like, yeah, I remember him doing it. And other people, no, he wasn't successful. Like, yeah, he was No, there's a big little debate about was he not. Regardless, they have bonfires. But over here, it's like 4th of July. They launch fireworks. They're still launching fireworks. So during the show, you guys might hear them cracking and popping outside. There was so many last night, I had to take the dog back. The dog was like, I ain't having it. It has like blow up PTSD on the couch right now. Like you can still hear the boom, boom, boom. I mean, they launch fireworks like 4th of July, man. Booming, booming, booming. It's big. Last year I was at the actual bonfire. I filmed it. I was at the bonfire, and everyone had I filmed the whole raging fire and all the stands and everything. It's a big festival. A lot of people everywhere. And last night there were people on the streets, and it was the 5th. They were supposed to be locked down. Everyone's supposed to be locked in, but they were out. They're still out. I went out today to the canals. There were people, dogs, people walking around, just like, keep it going. No one's shutting shit down here. They're not doing it.
Well, I was answering a question from the chat. Somebody was asking my prophecy. Biden finally wins, which it's happening right now. Steps down next year, and Kamala Harris takes over, and we have endured. Well, in my opinion, that's not a false conspiracy or anything, because
he's 77 years old. So Biden's 77.
They're saying that he doesn't want to run for a second term. So what I feel that he might be doing, of course, I don't know. I can't see the future, that he'll probably retire in 2-3 years on purpose, so he can step in as president. Just so when the election comes close, you're already used to her being like a president. And if they do that, I don't know. She hasn't earned it. I'm not saying even Joe has earned it, but I'm saying is I don't think I think that's kind of not a cheap shot, because if you do that, right, if he actually did that, he steps down 2-3 years and she becomes, I don't think she will actually technically lose years to be an 8-year president, because you're already 2 years of it's already belonged to somebody else. And I don't know how the rules work. I don't think you could run a third term to make up the 2 years. I don't think you can. So I think maybe he'll step down in 4 years and then run, because
he's 77 years old, dude. He's 77. He's fucking old. So he's 77, and in 4 years, what is that? 81. He'll be 81 years old. So it ain't gonna happen. He'll be at that point. He's gonna be in diapers.
If you just listen to this man speak, he's not competent at all. Like,
he's just He's just like one of those little dolls on strings. They're going to tell him what to do, tell him what to do. They're going to write his speech. He's going to have that big computer in front of him to tell him what to say.
He can't even speak. Have you guys watched him? Like, he will fumble his words and he's saying nonsense. It's like
you've got somebody who's senile, practically brain dead, and then you got someone younger that's brain dead. I'm like, what the fuck, man? What do you out of the pot into the fire? I mean, what do you got, man? At this point, don't care.
You remember, Bob? You and I grew up in the Reagan years. And during the Reagan second term, I think the last 2 years really came up where they're saying he was getting dementia. He was like, but the difference here is it's not in his second term, his last couple years. This is Joe's beginning year where you're like, he might have dementia. So you never know. After he swears in, I would not be surprised a month later he comes out maybe and say, under medical condition, I just learned that I'm going to be stepping down and having her be president, and she can have it for that 4 years.
That's what he predicted.
It would not shock me. And actually, Bob, what is the rules on? Do you know the rules? If a guy steps down, say within the first year, does it automatically stay with your cabinet, or does it have to be a revote?
You know what? Maybe Tanuj might know. I don't know these new rules. I don't know. I would imagine now normally if you medically step down, then the vice president steps up, and then they have they elect another president, or it could be the Speaker of the House that moves into that position. It can move into that position.
I bet you it automatically goes to the next person without even a doubt.
There's a chain of command. So if the president's not able, then the vice president takes over, and then the I think it's the Secretary of State. She moves to vice president. So they just shift one over. That's how it works. So Kamala Harris is third in line, right? So it would be Joe Biden and then his running mate and then Kamala Harris. So that's what they're trying to – or not Kamala Harris. It's Nancy Pelosi who's third in line. Kamala Harris is second.
Yeah,
so
vice president, yes.
Those two – now the problem with these people is they're deep state. Infiltrated, right? They're not. These are people that are literally Satanists, and the country is run by Satanists. This is a well-known fact. So
where we live,
ultimately, America is going to fall. That's my prediction, and I talked about this yesterday in a video I made. This is the end time to this country because it's gone through so much battle and so much war that the construct is not stable anymore like that. The very concept of America is either it's going to be completely reborn or it's going to just fall because all empires end up falling. This America, believe it or not, is an empire. It's an oligarchy. It's not a democracy at all.
No. Roman Empire fell in 300 years. It's already reached the 300 years. The United States has reached it's past its 300-year mark. So technically, Rome is falling again. And you got fascists in the White House. Fascists now in the White House. Come on, man. I'm like, you can't get more Roman than the United States when it comes down to certain symbolisms. When you run around just looking at the symbols, like I don't remember that, but that's fucking Roman. I don't remember that, and that's Roman. That fascist is there. That fascist is there. Lincoln has got two fascists sitting. He's got his hands on them everywhere, man. I'm like, okay, this is screaming Roman in this whole place.
The thing is, where did the Romans get it from? The Romans borrowed it from the Egyptians. The Egyptians are even older. So even older. And see, I actually live close to the capital, right? And so I drove by Washington, D.C. I was coming back from a party really late at night. It must have been 5 a.m, and I was coming back. And somehow my GPS routed me through, of course, it was the Matrix that did this, right? The GPS routed me through Washington, D.C. So I was driving through the Capitol. I was just getting these sinister vibes. And it was like the universe was telling me, like, hey, take a look at the Capitol because this is the last time you're going to see it. That was what I picked up. And I saw the Pentagon. Like, I drove right past it, and I saw the Pentagon, this massive statue. And I was like, oh, this is New Egypt. But New Egypt is about to fall, just like old Egypt fell. So
I used to work in D.C. I know. I worked in D.C. I worked in D.C. So I know all about that feeling in D.C., man. But the hardest thing about D.C. was learning how to get on the escalator off the trains. You've got to stand on one side, and there's a running side. There's a standing side and a running side. You got to be on the correct side. You don't get run over.
Those useless circles. They're these massive traffic circles that you have to navigate. It's like a 4-lane circle. It doesn't make any sense.
No, man. No, it looks like Europe. It has a Europe thing to it.
Yeah.
It's just like Europe. You got a lot of foreign drivers too. That's like, and then when the smog is so fucking heavy, when it's humid, you wear the smog, man. I would go into work and I'm like, I could smell the cars on me, man.
That's gross.
Oh, I could smell the cars on me, the exhaust. It's the humidity is it's a miserable place to live and work.
Yeah.
Fuck DC, man.
now, if we fall, wouldn't some other countries might have to fall? Because the reason I'm saying that because like people always say we're going to go to war with China, and I always say no, we're not going to go to war with China because China and America needs each other for money because we buy their products, they buy our products. It's all about the money.
In America.
If the United States collapse, China is going to collapse because if China collapses,
they own America.
What's that?
They own property in America. I'm joking about over here in Manchester. There's a whole section of their building, this whole construction. It's in fucking Cantonese, man. Yeah. I'm like, this is China.
Right. China owns a lot. So if America collapses, China is not going to be making that money. So they're going to collapse. So China, for it to work, China needs our economy, the UK economy, just to stay put. They want to be the most powerful people in the world, but they need us to stay put because that's how their economy is based on buying everything else out. So they need us.
Who's to say the people behind the curtain aren't the Chinese? Maybe they already own America. We just don't know it.
The people behind the curtain aren't even humans.
Right.
They're not humans. They're not even physical beings. They're demons, so to speak. You know, I've seen them, so I know what they look like.
Yeah, I've been to China. And
not even in China, like the multidimensional beings that puppet these politicians. You know, since we're talking about the Matrix.
Yeah,
these beings, they are those fallen angels that the Bible talks about. That all the religions have talked about. They're the jinn, right? They run around here, and they have free domain because nobody is here to clean up their mess, essentially, except for certain people now that are here that are like cleaning up their mess. And we are like those chosen one, if you could say, by the Most High. You know, I'm kind of giving you guys language that fits your audience, if that makes sense.
It's your show today, man. You can say whatever you want. I can tell you they're blowing up Buddhist statues. They're blowing the fuck up all these statues.
But to go on what we're talking about, there's a question in the chat saying the more important question is how much like China is America going to become? That's a good question. I mean, all over the place now. I'm not being prejudiced at all, but there is a lot more. There's a lot more Asian grocery stores popping up, even more. Not just Chinatown. Mm-hmm. So is it all? And actually, we have Bob. We have what's that fucking big Mason building in Des Moines at the end of the road? That big, huge.
In Des Moines? Oh, yeah, the retirement home. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's not wasn't that retirement home for Masons?
Yeah, ex-wife used to work in there, man. That place, I was in there all over the place. Yeah.
And the reason I brought that up is who owns it now? A group from China.
A group from China. Well, they bought it. They were trying to turn it
into a gambling place.
They were going to turn it into a casino. Yeah, I know all about that. But the problem is, it's a landmark. It's actually.
Oh, you didn't hear this part, Bob. You've been gone for a little bit. They're actually They're going to be removing the landmark, so they'll be allowed to tear it down and build whatever they want. Because the argument is saying is, if for us to keep it as a landmark, it costs more money trying to rebuild than to build. So they're actually going to be removing the landmark so they can do whatever they want.
I wanted to turn it into a university. I was going to use my social security number to buy it and then turn it into a university. I was going to turn it into a Hogwarts. Shit, man. And Tanuj was going to be a teacher. He's going to have his own section.
I'm gonna have my own Hogwarts soon.
Well, you could have joined the Hogwarts in that big. It's a beautiful. I've been all through that building, man. It's got everything, kitchen. It's a perfect fucking school. It's a shame. Wow. Tear that building down. That's a historical landmark. That's crazy. Wow. I can't believe they're doing that.
Well, I'm going to share a screen real quick because, I've been doing polls almost for, a poll for like almost every show. And let me find my poll here. One right here. I've been pulling up the poll. And the reason I put this up just to get a flavor to see what people kind of think. Now, what I put for questions or answers might not be the exact one. You can leave comments for it. So what I wrote is, what does the Matrix mean to you? What does it mean to you? What is it to you? And I found 5 things off the internet. It doesn't mean these are the 5 only things. You can leave in comments. People know this, But on YouTube, you can only put 5 lines. That's it. So I put, we are living in a simulation. I put new wave philosophy, just named for the movies. Part of mitochondrial. That's a DNA type of thing. Anybody who want to type in that word, you can find the word out yourself.
Mitochondria? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
The mitochondria, powerhouse itself.
Number 5, matrix is a translation of a Hebrew word meaning wound, which is true in the Bible sense. Okay. So for now, let me hit refresh. I'm curious what people are thinking. So let me see here. With the votes we have so far, 62% actually believe we are living in a simulation. That's kind of cool.
I'm down with that.
Says new wave philosophy. 12% says it's just a word meaning wound in a Bible. Now, some people wrote here, let's see.
They were used to.
It's a place for the word womb, according to the ME. Also, the word matrix is now in the 1611, although the word matrix was not invented until somewhere around 1865 by a mathematician as a meaning from where all numbers start as 0. Okay, that's cool. This person says there's no way it's real. The place is too predictable to not be a simulation. Okay. Our good friend Black Sheep, who comes on our show, a lot. It's a Westworld, baby. The Westworld, the movie, the TV series on HBO, in case people want to know what we're talking about. There's only 2 more here, and then we'll talk about this poll. Athletic Music wrote, for me, it's both a word defining the realm our souls possibly currently reside. If we were indeed playing out our lives in some sort of simulation, as for the movie The Matrix, it is a great allegory for the false reality that the beast system establishment has programmed in society. Most people that most believe to be truth is actually a lie, and so in a sense, they are just like the people in the film. Okay, that's cool. LVK wrote, this is the last one I'll read. Oh, actually, PDR4 says none of the above. But Elon said, I think the computer simulation is the closest we can to complain the nature of the realm where we live. The kind of thinking is nothing new. Shamans, as well as many other religious and spiritual teachers, have always believed that this physical world is an illusion. And it's only the spiritual that is real. Mm-hmm. Look at the ayahuasca. People's experience with it are often deeply personal and profound, leading to, she writes a lot. She writes good stuff, although, leading to a change in their lives. Those who are professional, read more, essentially visit another world that they describe as being the real world. It's the complete opposite of what we are usually taught. Mm-hmm. I mean, some people write some good, deep stuff. I mean, it's, so looking at this poll, like I said, I just do it for fun. It's not the end of everything, but what do you think of the poll? If you had to vote for one of these, if I put a water gun to your head and said, pick one of these 5 with the water gun, not a real gun, a water gun. Which one do you believe?
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, obviously the first one, but saying it is a simulation is an oversimplification of what it actually is. It's more like a reality engine or a singularity engine.
Chat, I use that word because they'll understand that word versus your real explanation. But explain that. Explain simulation to you. I like that. Explain to me.
So a simulated reality is a reality that's encoded with mathematical probabilities and binary code. So what you guys see in the background of this, display, that code, that's what's running the algorithms that is inside of this reality. But the thing is, a simulation is just a probability of certain events. So things simulated are just possibilities. They're just possible timelines. Now, a simulation, you could run a simulation in a quick JavaScript on your computer. You could run a simulated program. But that's an oversimplification of what this is. What this is an energetic simulation, which is a reality engine, which is literally an entire universe. So this realm is an entire universe, but this is just one universe. So you can leave this universe and then go exit. You can leave this matrix. When you die, if you figure out how to, you can leave this matrix and go to another reality and exit. Yeah. So if people think that this is the only reality, that is because they've only experienced this reality. I've experienced many other realities.
Hell yes.
It's not the only reality.
Hell yes.
And it's not a computer in the sense of what we're looking on as a computer right now. No, that's way too simplified of what this is. This is way more complex. This is encoded with, energetic frequencies. This is encoded with consciousness. Consciousness takes the manifestation of code, of numbers, but numbers are alive. Mathematics is alive. Sacred geometry is alive. So it's a really, really deep topic, and you kind of have to see it to understand it. You can't articulate it. You have to see it. You have to see the matrix come down and open up. When you see it, it's an unforgettable experience. You'll never question what it is again. You'll always know. You'll be like, I saw it. I saw the machine.
You saw you saw the ghost. I saw the machine. I saw the ghost in the machine. I saw it. I've seen it.
I still see it.
Now, I don't know if this is a joke or not, or he's just having fun with our conversation. Person did write, was that when you were on drugs experiencing the other realities or not? But anybody who knows him knows that he doesn't need drugs. He doesn't need that, because he even explained it on the show AGM that drugs and beer will bring down the energy, will bring down. So if you're trying to expand your mind and world, you can't do it through drugs. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, you're 100% correct.
I think he's just having fun with it. He's just having fun.
Yeah. Now, if you take psychedelics, that will show you the matrix. Now, if you do intense meditation like I've done, that will also show you the matrix, but you have to know what you're doing. It's not like you're going to accidentally stumble upon it. So there's techniques that I've refined over years to literally interact with the matrix on a consistent level. It's a scientific experiment. If you want to talk about science, the scientific method, you repeat something and you fine tune it until it gives you results consistently. And when you have consistent, repeatable results, you have science. Now, there's a science to breaking the matrix. That's what I'm sharing on my channel. The science to rewriting the matrix.
Hell yes. I rewrite it. Hell yeah. At my own terms. I do my own thing.
RBZ Trooper, what about DMT?
There's the DMT. Yeah, you get a lot of that question, man. Please explain to them about the DMT thing. Now, he's got a wonderful way of putting it, guys. Listen up.
So DMT, dimethyltryptamine, it's a chemical that is used to shift your consciousness to other frequencies and other realities. So we live in a multiverse, meaning there's multiple realities pasted. There's infinite realities pasted on top of each other, on top of this reality. So dimethyltryptamine allows you to pierce through the veil to shift your consciousness to other realities and to perceive them and to interact with them. Now, since you have dimethyltryptamine inside of your brain, you can access this state anytime you want. You just have to learn how to do it. And this guy's saying, I'm still on Earth. Well, yeah, right now I'm on Earth because I'm doing a show. If I close my eyes and meditate, I'll leave my body. I won't be here anymore. My consciousness is gone. You're seeing my body, not my soul. You know, the body is part of the matrix. You leave this body. When you die, this body stays here. When you exit with your consciousness is your infinite energy. That's who you truly are, not your body. So you're making assumptions.
Now here's we did a show on Wednesday about dreams, and if you have experience, if I have experienced other realities, it has been through dreaming, and you can't be sure what I'm experiencing there. You think dreams can be part of seeing the other realities?
They are 100% other realities. Dreams are parallel realities. That's exactly what I was talking about. When you dream, your brain releases dimethyltryptamine. It allows your spirit to travel into other parallel realities, and you experience that. And the second you wake up, you forget your dream because there is a memory wipe. There is a veil in your consciousness to prevent you from remembering. This is part of the soul trap of the matrix, to keep you as an energy battery, essentially. But if you become more conscious and you recognize what's happening, you start to become able to control your dreams and to navigate the multidimensional reality and literally learn this information. So you become a multidimensional time traveler, essentially. And then you look at people that are still plugged into the matrix, you're like, oh, if you only knew. If you only stepped out of your body just once, you would stop arguing with me like this guy. You would stop arguing with me if you had one DMT experience. You would just shut your mouth and never, ever just like question it because you'd be like, I saw it. I don't need to argue or be proved to. So I can't prove it to you, bro. You have to see it yourself, you know? Yeah. And until then, you're going to be an NPC. You know? I don't have a problem calling a person NPC because it's the truth.
No,
like a Sims game.
It's a Sims game.
Sims game.
What is it?
Yeah.
Have you tried? Oh, I think he's talking to somebody else. Have you tried DMT? I think he was talking to somebody else if they tried it. So,
AJ, I would probably think he might have. Maybe. He's a drinker.
People could disagree, and that's fine. We welcome disagree as long as you do it in a good way. Don't go like cussing people out. If you disagree, disagree. Listen. Yeah. One of the shows called Spiritual, and the reason I call it Spiritual, I'm going to be flat out 100% honest with everybody. You know, there's only really 3 shows that I actually have time to watch on YouTube. I'm not going to say Bob's channel because he's my brother, right? I'm not going to people say, "Oh, Bob, that's a cop out." Everybody, I know, I watch Bob's channel, but I'm going to be honest here. There's only 3.
Oh, don't watch it.
There's only 3. Well, there's only 3 channels that I really watch. Actually, I'm sorry. There's 4 channels. Yeah. I watch the Walking Dead now because now I love his. I love his energy. I love having fun. I watch his channel, right? I watch Maybe It's Mandela. I was on there last night because they have a polite, fun, Mandela-fed conversation, and it's fantastic. It's fun. Nobody's fighting. It's great. I watched Through the Veil Paranormal channel because she has great people on her channel. They're all open-minded and they all have fun. And the last channel I watched is The Matrix Unveiled. Now, I don't have time. I can't watch every single video that somebody comes out, but when I do have an opportunity to watch, these are the channels that I watch. Now, ATM and everybody, say you don't even believe in The Matrix. Say you don't believe in it. But when you watch his channel, let me pull up his channel. I'm gonna share this screen real quick. I'm not trying to do a cheap plug or anything like that, but I want to pull up his channel and it's a good one
to go, man, and just relax. There's no stress. I like it. Yeah, there's no stress. Well, someone's saying good things. It's pretty fucking good. I like it. It's relaxing.
The thing is, there's so many people that Tage has helped. There's a lot of people he has helped. He uses his matrix not just for himself. I mean, I hope I'm not speaking against Tage. What I'm saying is you have helped a lot of people, and it's like if somebody uses the Bible, uses going to church to better themselves. I'm not going to bash anybody for bettering themselves, and there's a lot of people who don't want to go to church to better themselves. And if it's a matrix style that makes you a better person, fuck yeah, I want to be.
Yeah, if you're not promoting eating a baby, if you're not promoting the Satanisms and eating the babies and doing all the fucking bad shit, yeah, you're gonna be on my good list. I don't care what.
I've been watching, and I've been watching some of the people speaking on Tate's behalf. There's some videos he has. People are speaking on his behalf, and just thanking him for helping them, just helping them have a better life. And the reason I brought up at the beginning of the show how it really has helped me, because when I've been watching his show, there's a lot of points that he comes across like good energy versus bad energy. You know, if you're always negative in life, you always surround yourself with negative, you're going to have negative energy. And one of the things that I'll going to admit right here on this channel, probably the only time people in the chat, you're going to hear me admit anything. You know, I have people on my channel a lot before in the past. And one thing that I was doing, Bob, is I always try to be the good host. The good, you know, let people come on, and I don't really question too much. I want to have a good time and all that. And where I should have been, if I don't agree with something, I should have been questioning it. And I have not. I have not in the past. I admit that. But watching Matrix channel now, learning that to release the energy, to allow yourself to get rid of all the bad energy and bring in the good, solid energy, and this is the spiritual side I'm talking about for myself, is I got to speak my mind. I can't hold back if I don't agree with something. I'm not saying I don't agree where I'm going to say something bad, but if I don't agree with something, like I've heard a lot of stories, you know, kind of like I'm just using this as a thing. I've heard people talk about 9/11 a lot, and there's a part of the section that I'm not saying government's not involved or not. I'm not saying that, but there's a part that I say that people have died. I'm going to open up now. I'm not going to hold stuff in anymore. I'm going to allow to surround myself with fantastic people and feel that good energy and move on. And I'm going to be honest here. I would not got there if it wasn't for you, Tange, for your channel. You have actually helped me to say, just get rid of the bad energy. Just surround yourself with good people. And then in the long run, good things are going to happen to you. If you allow yourself to get there, it might took me a long time. I think Bob and I have been doing. Now I had this channel for a long time, but Bob and I has really been starting this. We did it together last year in November. You and I. November is when we did our first shows together. I had this channel before, but Bob and I, we did it, and we had such a good time. And there's on the way, I probably lost a little bit. Not lost, but you know. I was finding myself, and I had different people come on my channel to see where I'm at in life. And I think I'm at a point where I know who my friends are. I know who are the good people, and I'm going to surround myself with good people and let the bad energy just stay away from me. Wow. And I'm not kissing your ass. I'm just saying thank you, Tate, for bringing good energy to us.
You're welcome. Yeah. And part of it is, you know, you must remove the bad energy from within yourself so that way you don't attract these negative people. So, you know, when I have a negative energy on my channel, I think, what about me was attracting this person to my channel? And after I recontextualize it that way, and I let go of that negative energy. Maybe I was being too condescending. Maybe I was being too aggressive in my message. Maybe I wasn't being as loving or positive.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just the universe testing me. And
yeah, that's how I got it. Yeah.
You know, and slowly your tribe manifests. Your tribe will manifest, and they're all positive. Literally, everybody. There's people in the chat right now that I know watch my channel. Haska, Katarina. I think those are the two that I see a lot on my channel. And they're part of my tribe. They manifest. They show loving energy all the time. And those are the only people I deal with at this point. There's too many people that are positive to let any negative people in. There's no space, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, I could just replace you with someone who's positive.
Yeah. Listen to music, man. Relax. Watch something funny. Just keep yourself positive. Nothing's real to me, man. So it don't matter. So when I get a Sims character that's upset, I'm like, it don't care. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
don't care. You mean nothing to me. You're a character in a fucking novel. I'm gonna flip the page. It's a whole new page there. Moving forward, military. Moving forward.
And somebody wrote something in the chat. I'm not going to repeat the whole thing, saying like somebody called us out. So what? If somebody calls me out, I'm not in high school. I'm not. You know what? I'm not in high school. I'm. Any show that I've done, if I had something not negative about something, I've never once ever say people's names when I mentioned that I don't agree with something. I never say anybody's names. And there's one channel that bashed another channel for bashing them, and they're doing the same thing. So what I'm trying to say is, Josh, the Flat Earth Jedi, I don't care. Let people say what they want. Like Jake said, if I'm gonna worry about it, all I'm doing is fighting in bad energy.
That's exactly.
I'm not gonna do that no more.
Yeah, unfortunately, I sometimes like to do tests, and then I do it on purpose to deliberately. I know it feels bad. I need research, so I've anthropology. So I used to literally, I even sent Eric email. Eric, I need you to talk about this, and this. I need a roar because I need to write some shit down.
Hold on, real quick. I do want to say, AGM, you are right. Didn't Jesus love energy? Jesus was a good guy. He had great energy. That's a good point, AGM. So don't if you don't agree with the other stuff, that's fine. But I think all of us agreed that if Jesus is about love, that's good energy, and we accept good energy. So that's a good one. I'm sorry, Bob. I'm sorry.
He went down to the water's edge where the criminals hung out. He hung out with criminals. Everybody was negative. So to test himself, he had to go down there and hang out with the criminals because they're all negative. So in order for him to actually practice what he preaches, he had to actually talk to people that were poor, bitching, who got the fucking tail end of the stick, constantly complaining about the fish catch. I mean, all the worst things in the prostitutes, the worst of the worst. Put yourself in there and submerge yourself. You have to stay positive. Let's all stay positive. One of them gets beat by a Roman soldier.
I like what you put. Through the Veil Paranormal wrote, Mufasa all the time. I don't let negatively rent space in my head. Too expensive. That's a good point.
I just walk away. I just later, I'm gonna go outside and vent for a little bit. I'm just gonna walk around. I'll take a dog for a walk. I'll just fucking move around, listen, have a conversation with a neighbor, make myself feel good. Come back, have a conversation. If there's a disgruntled conversation, I take a step back first. I let it cool down. I take a walk, come back, and I'll take another breath. Discuss it again. If it gets hot again, I say stop right there. Let me go, because I don't want to say anything bad. I want to go outside, take a breath, do a little cool down, and then you see how easy discussions come out after that. It's like, oh, that's easy. Just take a break.
What did you say? It makes me sad when I like-minded people get the signals crossed or let egos get in the way in time here, whatever the realm is. And you know what? And he's right. This is why we're having this conversation, because today's about spiritual. That's why we're doing this. You're right. Egos do get away. Where there's a point for me, I'll admit that I think I wanted to grow. I wanted to grow a channel. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say I don't want the channel to grow. I did.
You guys have grown a lot.
I'm not going to lie. And I think there was a time during it that I wanted to move up so bad, I was willing to let. I'm not saying people who extends the truth for their own. And then what you learn is if they don't like something, they stab you in the back. So what I'm trying to say is I will admit that there was a time that maybe I was concentrating on, gotta grow this channel, gotta grow it. But now, no, fuck that. If it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, I met wonderful people.
However, I like to get roasted. I enjoy it. I'm the weirdest person in the world. I don't mind when someone roasts me.
You're right. If you're watching Comedy Central, they do.
I love the laugh.
Comedy Central does roast you, and they get roasted and they have fun doing it. You're right.
I laugh louder. I mean, funnier the better. I'm like, that is hilarious.
What you're doing, Bob, is you're taking bad energy in a bad situation, but you're making it fun. You're making it fun. You're taking it to a good energy.
If it's funny, like I think, like Dan Garcia is hilarious from Scara. I laugh my ass off. I'm like, please do it. I love it. He's a good guy, and I'm like, he deserves it too. That was a anyway. I laugh. I'm like, that's fucking funny, man. I read that, and that is actually fucking funny. When people do say things that are funny, I laugh. I say, thank you for doing that. It makes my day. It's funny. I'm a clown. Yeah. I'll put it off.
And he's right. AGM is right here. Saying sorry is a hard thing to do for most, and he's right. It is sometimes hard to swallow your own. Like, hey, I made a mistake. I've made a lot of mistakes. I put people on my channel maybe I should have never had. I know that.
I'm perfect.
You know what? Like, Tage will probably back me on this, but I made mistakes. It doesn't mean I'm going to let it beat me down and go away crying, because what has happened to YouTube, there's a lot of good channels that went away, not pulled down by YouTube. The channels weren't like 3 strikes or out. There were some great channels that decided that they couldn't take it no more, and they left. Bob, you and I we used to go on Digital Intel's channel. Good guy, nice guy. He got so sick of it, he went away.
I like him. I'm gonna find him. Hey man,
Medela affected that guy. Good show. He got so tired of everything, he went away. So what I'm saying is, when I'm bringing this up is I'm not going to allow stuff to say, Bob, I just had enough of people. I'm going out of here. No, if you don't like me, get the fuck out. Go off. I'm going to have positive people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. And
you guys hear him blowing things up outside?
Here. This guy right here, Paranormal on the World. I met him watching Bell's channel. Fucking awesome guy, positive guy, and I'm inviting him to try to do a show maybe next week or 2 weeks. So, example, I'm going to surround myself with great people.
I want to watch my one in the cemetery, man. I debunk, man. I debunk for a living. I don't believe in no ghosts. Bullshit. I get so many I could not debunk anything, man. I was like, I'm getting my hands frozen, my feet's frozen, my legs are like they're gonna buckle down. There's fucking ghosts here, man.
and when people think of the Matrix, a lot of people.
Yeah, ghosts in the Matrix.
They just think of computers. They just think of a pure simulation, but they don't think of the spiritual side. They don't think what the beautiful thing of a Matrix can even do for you if you just open your mind.
Well, I'm going to ask him a question. Tadush, I got to ask you a question, man. I just went on a ghost hunt for Thanksgiving, but for Halloween, it was the full moon. Dude, I was getting people's names. I could feel them up on me. I could feel the coldness. The flashlight was going off. I said, okay, I'm trying to debunk everything. We'll check the batteries again. Till we walk away from the area, the damn thing did work fine. Go back into the area, the damn thing's flicking off. I said, okay, I can't debunk this, man. There is something here, and it sounds intelligent, and I can't debunk anymore. What is a ghost in the Matrix? And what's your opinion of that? What is that?
I find it funny that humans think that they're the only beings in the electromagnetic spectrum, right? So we only make up 1%. We only live in the 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum. There's 99% that's unknown to us, that is light, which exists right on top of us, which we can't see. There's beings everywhere. There's ghosts, if you want to call them ghosts. They're just other dimensional beings. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
I see them on a daily basis. So it's nothing even surprising. Like during Halloween, the lights were flickering. I'm just like on my phone. I don't even care, because at this point it's so normal to me. It has no effect.
Yeah.
So a ghost is just a being that, let's say he passed away. He was a physical being. He doesn't realize that he's dead. And so he's kind of stuck in a lower dimensional astral realm, and he's just roaming around, or she. And they're kind of confused. They're stuck in a loop usually, where they're still NPCs, right? They were an NPC when they were alive. They're an NPC when they're dead. They just play that same cycle of their death over and over and over again.
Oh, okay. No, that's solid. That does make I see what you're saying with that one. They're NPCs when they were alive, obviously, and they were NPCs so there's a running program. I had multiple at one point. I'm holding it, and there was names. Another name. I was like, oh my God, they are just telling me their names. At one point, when I first walked in the cemetery, it said, right when I walked in, it said death.
Trying to
Okay.
scare you. They're just trolls.
What the fuck? Death. And then at one point it says, disturb. I'm like, okay. But my hand was frozen. The fingertips were numb. I swear to God, dude, the next day, my legs kept buckling under. I had no strength in my lower half to walk hardly. It took a day to recover. So Sunday evening, I couldn't fucking move hardly. All the energy was gone. But
So
like you said, NPC, they just keep going, even in the afterworld.
That's more of a parasitic spirit. If it's stealing your energy, trying to scare you, if it's trying to evoke fear. So what happens is these beings, they will recognize that they're not physical anymore, which is what it sounds like to me, what happened with you. And then this being, it's like, okay, I can either embrace love, which is an infinite source of energy, or fear, which is where I have to feed off of other people's energy. So,
Even
humans do this. Even humans do this, right? We project love, which is our own source of energy, or fear, or we try to make someone afraid or negative, and then we feed off of their energy. Same thing. So that being, that ghost, that interdimensional being probably did that to you, and it's just feeding off your energy. And since you weren't aware that your energy was being fed off of, it was a buffet.
Oh God. It was like
anytime you start feeling cold, right? Your energy is warm. That's your energy leaving you.
Yeah, my hands were frozen until that evening. I couldn't I had hot water, pull them out. I'd sit around and it was still getting cold again. I was like, I can't shake this off. But again, I felt no fear. I had no fear. I don't fear anything anymore. Not now, not in this place, nothing. That's actually a problem. I have to throttle my shit back. I have to I've lost that ability. That's not a good thing. I have to learn how to get it back. But because again, everything's not real to me anymore.
Right.
I talk about it's so not real to me. I have no fear, and it's not healthy.
Exactly.
But still, I respect people. I give them a yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. I'm trying to be as 100%, even though I get, like you said, the PC. I still try to give them full respect because I want that back. So I try to give it to them as much as I can, and I do get it back. So I balance it. You gotta get along with the locals. But you still get along. But yeah, that's good with the ghosts, man. I didn't put it that way in my head. That's right, dude. They're a PC. They're a PC ghost. So they just keep going about their business, and okay
for eternity, basically, until they figure out what they're in. Right?
Well,
human.
Don't know about
until their energy disintegrates. And they just wither away into the nothingness, into the astrals.
Don't know about Matrix. I just speak and see spirits all the time. Walk by someone that shouldn't be there. Oh, hello. That's fair, yeah. I mean, no program. This is real. Some people see spirits clear as day. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, raise my hand. So energy in us to makes the soul all we experience a taste. I love everybody's opinions. I love it all.
Yeah,
guys.
I see plasma blobs. I see plasma. What's
no? I saw it was okay. To debunk it first, It was a mist. It was a mist that night. Ironically, how perfect for a Halloween night, like a damn movie, man. I felt like I was in a movie. There was mist patches, and I looked over and I was like, "Do you see that mist patch?" The other person was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I see a fucking mist patch. It's like all around that area. It's everyone blowing shit up illegally outside. Sorry. It's bonfire the day after bomb. It'll go on for several days. Bonfire nights. Everyone's still blowing shit. Everyone's rebelling in fucking Manchester. But yeah, I saw that like electrical mist, and I felt it going through it. I was like, "Oh, this is crazy." The mist blobs.
So your soul, your spirit can sense when there's other energies around you. Even if you're not trained, even if you've never trained yourself, you can still sense it. And that's what you're doing. You were like, "Hey, something feels weird." You trust that. You got to trust your intuition. When you feel a weird energy, you leave the area or you learn to transmute it. But you don't want to just be like, "Oh, something feels weird. I'll just ignore that and just keep doing whatever I'm doing."
It was too cold. The mist is there. It was too cold. It wasn't even. It was several feet, but it was getting cold. I was like, I'm staying away from it. Like walking into a fridge room, man. I moved the other direction.
Look at all these
I have done a shout out. Everybody's in the chat. Let me just do a flash shout out, thanking everybody for being here. AGM, thank you for being here. John Torres, thank you for being here. Fizzy Pop, she does a great show with Bob. What's his name? What's the name of the show? I feel so fucking bad. I'm having a brain freeze. What's the show that she goes on? He's an awesome guy.
Scare Performance.
Yeah, Scare Performance. Great show. I'm sorry for forgetting names. I'm sorry. Don't get mad. Great show. She's a fantastic person. Joyce Box, thank you for being here. Paranormal, like I said, Paranormal Underworld. He's a fantastic guy. And I love this. I love his word. Always debunk first. That's right. Always debunk anything first. Don't ever believe somebody right off the bat. Otherwise, you're just joining a cult. Through the Veil, Paranormal, great person. Love her. She's been on our show a lot of times. Fleet Ford Music has always been true to us. He's a great guy. I know we saw Haska's son in here somewhere. He was in here earlier. There he is. Haska's son.
Haska's awesome.
He is awesome. And
he is awesome.
Open-minded. This person, I seen him not just yours. I seen him in a variety of different shows. I think I've even seen him on the Walking Dead show before, or like in the chat. If I'm wrong, don't tell anybody. Go with me on that one. But I'm joking. In there, True Secret 69, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you being here. Red Pill Paul, Red Pill Paul is actually one of the originals who has been with us since November. I mean, he's been there with November, and great. Tom Murr is one of the people that's actually been with us almost since November. So, if I miss some people, I apologize. Josh, the Flat Earth Jedi. I always like that name. That's
a dope name. Can I just touch on the thing about the cult real quick?
Yeah.
So I wanna talk about this because it came into my mind when you mentioned it. So I think a lot of people in the truther and the spiritual and the New Age communities and all these communities on YouTube and online, like they put out their message and then they make it a doctrine. And they make it like, this is the only truth. This is the only knowledge. This is like the truth 100%. You have to believe me. Otherwise, you're a shill. You're a fraud. You don't know what's going on. You're not awake. Blah, 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 blah. Right? That's not the way I approach my channel. My channel is my experiences, my thoughts, my perspectives, my understanding, my truth. Basically, when I make a video, I don't even remember I have anyone watching. It's like I'm uploading the video and I'm not thinking about anybody. I'm thinking about what was in my spirit at that moment. So if somebody's like commenting, I'm like, oh, there's actually somebody that was watching this. Like I was just talking to myself when I'm recording this. This is my mentality when I first started off, where I was like, oh, there's nobody watching. So I'm just going to say whatever is actually in my mind. I'm just going to say that because these are my experiences. And if people resonate with it, cool. If they don't, cool. It doesn't matter because this is what I've experienced. It has nothing to do with anybody else. So that's the way I approach my channel and my truth. It's my truth. It's not yours. You can't take it and say it's your truth. It's not. Even if you resonate with it 100%, it's not your truth. It's mine. So until you understand my truth or until you understand your own truth, it's almost useless. You know, like it can be a roadmap for you, but it's not your truth. It's my truth. And I think that we all have to take that perspective. Like anyone that's a YouTuber, if you're making videos, your truth is your truth alone, not anyone else's. And you don't need other people to resonate with your truth. So if people watch my channel, they don't believe in a matrix, it doesn't matter to me because I know the matrix is real. I've seen it myself. I don't need to convince to anybody or anything. That's not the point of my channel. My channel is like my own creative expression of energy. That's what you guys are too. You guys are your own creative expression of energy. Yeah. That's all it is. So I don't focus on anybody else's opinions but my own when I'm making videos. I think that's
correct, man. That's that is exactly what I'm saying that I've learned from you, and I really realized that I needed to do more of that. And I wasn't. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't doing that. I let other people speak, even though I was thinking differently. I never came out and say, because I thought my role was I'm gonna be the good host. I'm gonna let everybody speak. I might say here, there, here, just continue the conversation, but never come out and say, I respect your opinion, but you're flat out wrong. I've never done that, and I should. And thanks to you, I am doing that now. And some people, as I thought, aren't happy that I'm finally opening up and say things that I really believe and feel. Like you said, it's not your truth. It's what I know it's true for myself.
Exactly.
And if you don't agree with my truth, that's fine. That's awesome. You don't have to agree with. I think I saw like earlier in the comments, like our good friend here, they're not fully believing in the Matrix. They know that their ghost is real, and that's a true freaking statement that they believe. And you should come out with it. And I wasn't doing that. I admit that, but now I will.
Yeah, somebody sent me.
Take off your jacket, shirt. Tell us your soul, Bob. This is your spiritual.
Well, no, someone sent me. Well, they want like I'll tell you what I do. I said if I'm feeling kind of bummed, I said I'll actually put on a Honolulu shirt and wear it all day long, and then I'll watch like comedies. I'll watch Caddyshack, man. And I'll wear a Honolulu shirt with my feet up with flip flops, and I'll fucking have a beer or two. I said, that makes me feel good, not just wearing something silly. And then walk around, and then people seem to light up. This person said they went out and they bought Honolulu shirts and was wearing them and noticed that everybody was smiling when they walked by. I said, well, they're going to smile, dude. If you're wearing a fucking Hawaiian shirt, the louder, the stupider, the better. You're going to have a conversation piece. If that's basic thing, I said, that makes you happy. It could be as simple as a damn shirt, man. If you're walking around with a dark ass fucking shirt with a hoodie on your head, you look like you're gonna sell cracks on some corner. You're gonna get that look. Like you're gonna sell me crack. I said, put on something loud if you want it. Be casual, man. Just go office space. Just go total office space and just be chill for that day. I got the office space mentality now. I don't care about nothing. And so it worked. And I told about what I do. I give them advice. I said, this is what I do. I roll the office.
Well, let me ask you, but was there a point where you weren't doing that and something just switched over and finally you just said, I don't give a fuck what people say anymore? I mean, was there like a point or...
Yeah, it was at the Museum of Flight when they tried to kill me and I had to go to the emergency room for a heart attack.
A heart attack part, yeah.
Yeah, and I walked out. It's like, I don't die. That's fucking cool. I had two guys with a paddle ready to go, and I'm like, I'm fine. Walked out. Ever since then, I go, I don't die. Shit.
Oh, somebody puts in a request.
Who's that?
Can someone Photoshop? Sorry. Can somebody Photoshop make Bob without a beard?
Dude, I don't even know what you'd look like without a beard.
Yeah, I've been growing it since. I'm gonna be honest with people. What happened? The beard. There is a beard story. I was short cropped. I didn't have. I like Tanush. I had a short beard around 2015 for some, and this might be for some other people. Working at the Museum of Flight, I had to work around all the artifacts, and I broke out with some. I've never had allergies a day in my life. Ever had allergies a day in my life, and I had severe allergies out of nowhere. Had to with those steroid things. So I started. I know it sounds stupid. I started growing the beard before the allergies, and you catch your, it's a dirty beard. So what? But yeah, I started wearing the full beard, and then the allergies slowed way up, like way up. It's like your natural body's way of getting rid of the particles that are everywhere, and so it worked. And then from there, I just stopped I stopped shaving it. I just kept growing it and growing it. I haven't shaved since. I don't trim. I don't do anything. I just let it grow because of the allergies. And every once in a while, I know people in whatever community you want to call yourself break out in these allergy attacks. And I always say, well, I grew a beard and it helps tremendously with it. And I use a little bit of vinegar. I'll put a swab with vinegar and I'll put it up my nose and it kind of kills whatever, but it works. So that's why I have a beard. That and girls don't hit on me no more. So it's kind of nice. I'm not joking. Celibacies are hard, man. So I grew a beard, so it's the easier this way to get around.
I think I showed
That's my beard story. I'm sticking to it. Nothing magical. There's no fucking. I don't have magic powers because of it, other than the allergies, and my allergies stopped. So
I don't remember what show it was, Fizzy Pop, but there was a show that I showed a picture of Bob out of boot camp from the Navy.
Yeah.
And I looks like a baby. But I mean, he was a lot younger. Of course, we were a lot younger in the military days. But I did show a picture of you without the beard.
Yeah.
You might have been 20 years younger, but it's
yeah. I look
embarrassing photo and childhood stories. That's exactly what I was telling you. I was like, there was, and I'll tell you what, PC Pop, I'm not where I'm by all these pictures. Maybe I'll find these pictures of Bob and I've had, I even showed pictures of you and I with my dad. And remember Bob, we had that picture of kids were by that when we were living in the gutters and we had in my hand. Somebody goes, dude, you have something in your hand that looks like it's from the future. And we didn't read it.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. Richard was on the show. We saw that. He's like, dude, you're right. It looks like a tablet. I'm not going to lie about him. When I was young, I had long, I had Shirley Lock hair. I had red hair. It was long and coily. And before I was able to grow hair, I looked like a girl. And so a lot of times I look feminine, and I hated it. I hated looking feminine. I looked like a damn girl. So when I got older, I couldn't wait to grow a beard. Like right out of the military, man, shave my fucking head. I couldn't. When I got out, I started growing a beard, so I don't look feminine. It's just what it is. Some guys are like that. I got full woman lips and shit like that, so I don't like that. So I grew a beard around it. Look. Now I got this. Now, Tanuj, you look badass with a beard, man. How long you let it grow?
I don't know. It's been maybe a couple months or so. Like,
damn, dude.
My facial hair doesn't grow that fast,
Well, no, mine grew slow too. We got Cherokee on both sides of our family, so I grew real slow.
Have like a beard, or does he shave?
Who are you talking about? My dad?
Yeah, does he have a beard or anything?
He doesn't have a beard, no, but he used to have facial hair, but it doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have a beard. He shaves it all the time.
So you don't know how fast it grows. That's what I was trying to see. If you know how fast it grows.
It grows pretty fast. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, my cousin has a really thick beard. Like his beard, it's like if he doesn't shave it, he looks like a terry. So he has to shave it.
Yeah. Well, in our town, we had Russians in our town. So we have the Malakan Russians. They had long beards. They grew it. The Sikhs, all the Sikhs had long beards. So, and then the rednecks would grow long beard. And so it's just pretty much in our town, everybody had beards. It's just, it wasn't something like, oh, all men grow beards. So I couldn't wait to grow when I got older. It's natural. I saw it my whole life growing up.
I always feel girly or weaker after I shave my beard. I don't know. Just like, I'm like, why did I do that? And like every time I shave my beard, I'm like, why did I do that?
Yeah, and you get people respect you more. I don't have to wear that. Nobody even asks me to wear a mask with a beard. I could get away with anything with a beard. You always seem like you have a smart answer, and I'm like, really? With the beard?
Just stroke your beard and make it think.
Yeah. Well, let me see here. If you have a pipe, then you're like, huh?
The cosmic downloads.
It actually, I think in this play, and I'm probably wrong, but it raises your testosterone.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I know it raises my testosterone way off the fucking charts. So I mean, I'm loaded with it. I gotta fucking watch what I eat. I'm big. I'm here, but I'm solid muscle all the way up and down. I'm like a fucking bear. I'm big, man. Like,
no, prove it to us. Let's see your muscles. Let's see.
Fucking big.
Now, when you show me, we're going to turn our heads. I don't want to see it.
Yeah. I got
on air.
People are like, do you lift? I don't lift weights, man. This is fucking natural. Grow a beard. It'll happen naturally. If you start getting big, your testosterone goes off the charts, man. Just do some basic lifting and you're fucking solid as a rock. My legs are huge now. Big, solid fuckers. Yeah, I recommend it. I always recommend growing a beard. Number one, for the fucking the cornholio. Number two, just for your own cool looks. Number three, for the testosterone. Everything. It's all benefits for men. The Muslims had it right, and so did the Sikhs.
During the winter, it gets cold, and you need to make your face warm.
No problem. No problem in the wintertime. And Viking, if you have Viking blood, it should be mandatory. Mandatory. All Vikings should have.
Now I do have a question. Your last video, I haven't got to watch it yet, but the title is almost the title of this show. It says spiritual warfare in America.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put that in the chat so people can check it out.
People really like that one. There was a lot of comments on that video.
I mean, I haven't got it because usually, I start working like the show, but if I'm gonna watch it, what am I looking for, or what's the theme of it?
The theme is that there's a spiritual warfare happening in the country because of this political show and all of the energies basically colliding with each other. So it's kind of a complex subject, but I was talking about how when people vote, they're casting a wish, they're casting a spell onto the candidate that they want, and they're sending that energy to them. And they're I was looking at the map and I was analyzing like it from an energy perspective, from an energetic perspective. And all this energy is being siphoned by these two candidates. They're siphoning the energy and they're stealing your energy. That's what the political candidates are doing. And then they're redistributing the energy wherever they want. And so this division of one person versus another, this is how they dominate the entire country. Okay? So everyone picks a side. You pick the Biden side or the Trump side, and then you clash heads with anyone that is not aligned with what you believe. And then guess what happens? That's how war breaks out. And guess what's happening in the U.S.? We're literally having riots. There's war happening. Like there's so much destruction that's happening. And this is because of the split of the energies. So we are literally going through, I mean, it might be another civil war in this country. Like it's very possible. And see, here's the thing. These Republicans, these diehard Americans, they are not going to just let Trump walk out of office like that because they know the election was a fraud. They're not going to just let him lose the election. They're going to pull their guns, and it's going to be a civil war on these liberals. And so I know, like, I live in a redneck area, okay? Everyone here is strapped. They got shotguns, they got pistols, they got weapons for days. All right. If the military comes, it's gonna be a bloodbath. It's gonna be like the freaking Civil War in the 1800s. It's gonna be like the Revolutionary War all over again. So,
it's designed that way. I'm watching it. Is this why I love about Britain? Non-bias. Okay, so I'm sitting here non-bias. And I'm not giving them the answer. I want them to, as anthropology goes, you're a college student. I want their opinion. So I'm writing it down. I said, you guys tell me what you see when you watch. We watch Biden and we watch Trump. And they say, well, notice that they do the polar opposites of each other, literally on purpose, where he does the circles with the space and the mask, and he does the I take it off and the people don't care and everybody's clumped together. It's the polar opposite. And I'm writing it down going, exactly. It is contrived as 100% as you can get. It's like it is designed for failure. It is designed for a fight. I said, you see the powder keg being built. They're like, in a non-biased British people's opinion, they're like, this is a powder keg. We're watching it build up on both sides.
Yep, exactly.
And they have no stake in the game. And I said, you see it too. Okay, I'm not just saying it. I'm going to put out your information at a chaotic, neutral role-playing game kind of way. This is what they see. Powder kegs being built up on both sides. Deliberately. I'm like, wow, man. So
I love it. I live in South Carolina. I'm very strapped.
Very strapped.
That's what I mean. They're not gonna go down without a fight.
We're gonna take you down with us.
I love my American friends because they're like, hey, you want to go shoot some shotguns? They got guns for days, man. They got guns for days.
Yeah, my cousin just sent me a picture of him. He bagged a buck. He's like, check it out, man. I'm like, oh fuck, strap back. And the people he let it look. I go, let me see a look. Oh my god, they killed that poor deer. I said, yeah, they're gonna eat the meat.
Yeah,
and I'm jelly. So what are you talking about? It felt bad for the deer. I said, I'm gonna go to Robin Hood. I'm gonna go get me one from one of the Queen's fucking deer and a swan.
Dude, the school right next to, actually, literally in my backyard, and the school right next to my house, the kids are literally shooting in the woods, hunting deer. Like right behind my house, they're shooting deer. It's like, oh, we got one. Just take them out, and then you see them carrying the freaking deer to like their trucks, and they drive away with it. It's like, we got dinner.
Yeah. It's shotguns over there because they can't. I know they can't shoot rifles. I think they have to shoot shotgun slugs. Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Hey, hold on real quick. Hey, people in the chat, cool it a little bit. I'm seeing a little hatred going on in the chat. This is not the channel for hatred. This is a channel where we're all friends. So if you're gonna be heated, go somewhere else. Let's be cool, people. You know, a week ago, I probably would have thought, "There ain't gonna be no civil war." Nobody wants to do that. But I gotta tell you, Tage, when I saw that, well, the thing is, when I saw the president speak yesterday, it's like, holy shit, he really wants to do one, because, like I said, I'm not making fun of truthers, but I'm like, this guy is calling everything a conspiracy, but what he's doing is he's like getting people ready, like, oh shit, he's right, where he's full of shit. I mean, it's just you're right. I mean, this guy right here is doing it. I mean, he's really telling people it's all fucked up, like a truther would.
He's right though. It is fucked up.
I know, and it's like he's ready for a war. I mean, you're right. Yeah. You're right. He is after he did that, right? If you watch the news, I'm sorry, people, I did watch the news. In Arizona, there are people counting the vote. Regular people, just blue collar people are doing it. Volunteers for money. There was a protest that's already starting, and they were blocking senators or Congress, the people who create the laws. They were blocking regular workers to go to their car. And this was all because of his speech. And I'm like, people, relax. And what I hate about elections is when election is over, for me, when it's over, it's over. Okay? This guy, whoever he is, for the next 4 years, I'm not going to let this guy who's ever president run my life for the next 4 years. I'm still going to
bother me.
People that won't shut the fuck up after the 4 years with this guy. You know what I mean? I mean, if he does something stupid, I get it. But what I mean is they let elections take over their life and take over their life even when it's technically it's over.
It's a damn video game, man. It's a damn video game.
I'm like,
video game. But I will always tell you, just watch people. Every 4 years, I told you this, Bob, every 4 years you hear this. This is the most important election of your lifetime. Okay? 4 years later, this is the most important election of your lifetime. 4 years later, every 4 years is the most important election of your lifetime. It's like, Jesus Christ, if you really...
It's a comic book, man. It's not real.
Go find yourself an island, get the fuck out of all countries, and go somewhere. Listen, get in your heart, people. Get a cup of coffee. Go to a park. Go to the mountains. Find some trees. Just trees. Trees and grass. Sit down.
Get your shotgun just in case, though.
Get a shotgun just in case.
Breathe in the good air. And
I bring my tomahawk.
Just enjoy it. Just what I'm saying is just enjoy life, man. Don't let it run you. Don't let it run you. Enjoy life.
Well, it's a design that way. Everything's they're blowing shit up. It's designed that way.
Right. It is designed that way, but you let it be designed and you're falling into it. Take a break.
Like Tanuj, I could read the Matrix code as the way we use the language. I could read the Matrix code. I'm like, I can see it. I'm actually trying not to interfere, and I have other people doing it. Like, I see this. I go, well, I see it too. I see it exactly what I see. It's the Matrix code. I can see it in the fucking cards, they say.
Yeah, the scripts.
I carry this with me on my side over here. It's actually
real? Oh my god. It's a tomahawk.
American tomahawk. You can't carry weapons. However, it's for wood. It's for fireplace.
Yeah, I have one of those too.
I like what Vel said.
It's a hatchet, not a tomahawk.
I made it through one. Make it through another. That's right. That's all you can do.
Make it through another. Yeah.
That's all you can do. Everybody
That's
could have
my
voted
track
for
over
me.
here.
They could have voted for me. I could have been your next president. I would have made this world better.
Yeah.
Bob was already working in the UK, trying to bring friendship all around the world. We already had Bob in the UK. I was already putting pieces together to make this a better world. But you guys, you don't want me as president, so what can I do? What can I say?
Yeah. I would love to go to Japan. I want to go to Japan. I want to go talk to all these diplomats. I'll be a diplomat person. I say, you guys are stupid. I don't like your business practices. We're done with you. Unless you want to follow this plan. I hand it to them. Boom. Done. Americans first.
Well, hey, if there's a country that needed help, I was going to send Tange over there, my Secretary of State, to go help them, and we would be making this world one better than the other day. I mean, we would have free meditation run by Tange. We'll have free meditations to help everybody out. We would have done great things for this country.
Yeah, a Hooters on every corner, man. We're going to get rid of Starbucks.
Hooters, yeah, why not?
Joking. It's sexist. I know it's a joke. But yeah, the Matrix Code, we're talking about like Tanuj, you see the Matrix Code. I can see how the things are fake. I shout out the word comic book. And I know people that have whatever they want to call it, what I call it the douchebag, whatever effect. You could see it. You could tell what it is before it even happens. You could smell it coming down the pike. You're like, okay, I already see the pattern. I know where this is headed. There's going to be a recount. There's going to be the judges are going to be involved. It's going to be a chaos on one end and the powder keg on the other end. It's going to go this way. Everything is designed to be, like you said, it's like satanic. I'm going to use the word satanic agenda to get the people to fight. It's just like it's designed that way right now.
So let me make a little bit thing clear. So when I say the Matrix Code, I don't mean that. I know what you're talking about. You're seeing the agenda of the Matrix. You're seeing like how it's all here. When I mean the Matrix Code, I mean what you're seeing behind, like in the background, those scripts, those numbers, that stuff.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
You're seeing the manifestation of the code.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, which is where it's like the chessboard, basically, all the moves.
Yeah, and there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
That's better. Yeah, I can see the moves. I can see the chess game. One big ass I checkmate the queen. Most people checkmate the king, but I can see the chess moves being put into place everywhere. It's one big ass game, man.
Exactly.
I treat it as a game. I treat every day when I wake up, I say, let's gonna go on for the game today. And then I check the chapters of the book. I said, oh, this happened. Cool. I write it down. Okay, how do I deal with today's chapter? And then it's going to be another chapter. It's going to be next month and the month after that. At some point, this has got to come to a head. I just don't know when it's going to come, but it's so there. It's like on the cusp of it, man. When is that going to happen? What do you think to do? Is that something's going to happen, or do you think everything's just going to keep going this way for the rest of our lives? What do you think?
I think that this is creating a pivotal shift in the world, and whatever happens with this election is going to have a massive effect on the world in general. But there's a spiritual awakening that's taking place because of all of the stuff, because of the coronavirus, because of the election, because of all of the stuff that's happened in 2020. There's a spiritual awakening. People are becoming aware of their spirit, of the soul, of their self, of God, of a higher power. And they're becoming aware of this, and we're starting to realize it is a matrix. It isn't a real reality like we thought.
Yeah.
And that is when we take our power back. Yeah.
So what do you think? I have a question. What do you think? What do you think of it? What is your definition? I've heard this used. This is a youth word. I'm an old man. I'm trying to learn these things. What is it? An energy vampire.
Oh,
what is that?
So an energy vampire is like what some people are being in the chat right now, where they're trying to get attention to themselves by calling out another person, or by throwing shade, or being negative, or just being a dick overall. It's because they want attention. They want energy. That's all it is. That's an energy vampire. So anytime somebody's trying to put you in that frequency, you can feel it. You'll just feel like, oh, this person's like not genuine. That's being an energy vampire to some degree.
Get
so
trained.
if you feel that, like, I don't engage with those people, they're not in my reality anymore. I've cut that frequency's gone from my life.
Yeah.
So I don't let that in anymore. If there's something like that tries to come in, I just ignore it.
There it is. Okay, cool. I heard you say that. I like that word. I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. I'm using the language. New times, new ways. The youth have the language. Our old language is kind of going away. So this is where we're moving in a direction. This is a lot of, again, a spiritual mentality now. A lot of people are getting in that. There's no such thing as an atheist in the military, so I was agnostic. I was tending towards the paganism side. So I feel it. I felt it since 2016. I felt it strong. I still feel it getting stronger. As you talk about, I feel it. I see the chess. I'm going to use the language. I see the chess pieces being played out. And I know where my move goes after that. Like, I can see it. Oh, this is nice. Yeah. I got the language, man. I'm getting it.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
We're spreading the good vibes. We're spreading the positivity.
Yes.
I feel it. I feel you guys feeling positive.
Yeah.
Especially Eric over there. He's smiling. He's happy.
We need more people, like you said, even in the chat, to start just lighten up a little bit. Like have a joke. Like this guy. I like what he said. I remember this on Saturday Night Live. They say he is in his van by the river smoking dog turds and Scooby-Doo mystery van. You know, like, having fun.
Van down by the river.
Vampires. You know, she's having a good time.
Yeah, it's Bree. She's on my
I
channel as well.
my energy from what to say. I withdraw my energy from this matrix. I withdraw my energy. Is that like making it? Or
she's saying like she doesn't want to give the Matrix any more of her power, which is anytime you give an energy vampire your power, that's when you're giving the Matrix your power. See, the energy doesn't actually go to that person. This is a harvesting machine. So that energy goes to that person. They're acting as an energy vampire, and then that energy gets siphoned off into the Matrix and feeds an old reality where there's multidimensional beings that are feeding off of your energy. So it's very much like the Matrix movie. Now, obviously this sounds like words, but when you see it, you know what's happening. When you see behind the veil, you know it's happening. This is a multidimensional game of energy harvesting. That's the old reality that's existed in this world. So anytime they put you in conflict and fear, in confrontation and anger, there's energy harvesting. And it's not the person. This person that's an energy vampire, they're 99% of the time, they're not even themselves. They're being controlled by another entity. Yeah. So if you're angry, if you're projecting onto somebody else, where do you think that anger is coming from? It's not coming from you.
Yeah.
There's a lower vibrational spirit. You could call it a demon. You could call it something like that. That's inside of you. That's feeding off of your anger. So if you're an angry person, I'm going to use this chat as an example. If you're an angry person, if you're trying to bring people's energy and steal their energy, just recognize there is karma for your actions. There's a balancing scale. So if you're a negative person and you're always stealing people's energy, understand your life is probably not going to be good because of all the negativity you're inspiring into the world.
I've seen it. I've seen karma happen. I
love his attitude right here, Bob. This is for you.
I saw that.
Good old-fashioned alien. And then he wrote, then conquered the Matrix like Bob with his hatchet. See, that's fun.
Yeah, conquer with my hatchet. It's a tomahawk, man.
That's a fun energy.
Tomahawk. Say the words. Tomahawk. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying about the lower they absorb your vibration.
I wrote, when people project their insecurity, it can bring us down. That's a fact.
Only if you let it.
If you let it, yeah.
If you recognize that they're projecting, so Bree is already aware. She's aware that someone is projecting. If you're aware they're projecting, then it can't affect you unless you allow it to.
I admit, I've had it affect me. I have. I admit that. My weed habit and munchies is my energy vampire.
I'm with you on that one. The last weed I found, what they're making a joke about, but the last weed I found, and I swear to God, it's like a damn movie. It's like something it's just like a damn movie, like Cheech and Chong movie. But I tell everyone I did find taking the damn dog for a walk. I had no weed. We're doing lockdown. and there's a patch of grass where the dog shits, and obviously what happened was it debunked
Dog
this whole
shits out a butt, a gold butt.
Somebody else let their dog shit, and they dropped a little baggie of weed.
Oh my
And so right where he shit, I was like, "That's a bag of weed. That's a bag of weed. Oh, I'm gonna smoke this on Saturday." Like a movie.
If you don't recognize it's a Matrix at that point, where there's, come on, man.
This is not the first time it was in 2017 or whatever. And I was 18. I was out of money. I was going to the pot shop to get a joint or two, it's gonna last me for a little bit. I was walking back and I found what I thought was a little bit of a lip balm. And I look at it and it smells like chemically. And I realized it was dab. I said, no shit, I found dab.
That's important stuff.
All this stuff in the world, I found dab. It's like, well, God obviously must be a stoner because he lets me find it all the time. This is not the first time. So I'm like, wow.
Is it God though, or is it the AI?
It's the AI, the Matrix. AI. I call it the turtle. No one listens to turtle. There's 1,000 words for it. I try to make it universal. But yeah, it gives me what I need sometimes, which is kind of cool. I like it. I'm broke. I was born with a third eye open. Yeah. Was it brown?
We were all born with our third eyes open. we just convinced ourselves to close them.
Yeah. I wasn't born. I had to get off drugs. I had to get off 2016. I got off all the painkillers, got off everything, and I got off in a day. Then it really opened up. Like the dreams were flooding in. I'm not on anything at all anymore. My body got better, stronger, more fit, and just no drugs. And again, the third eye, now it shines, glows, like a damn. Probably why all them ghosts were talking to me on that weekend.
Yeah. I do want to say I do respect his comments right here. What I mean is he wrote, no other man tells me I'm supposed to condemn. I find common ground with all of you. I'm not going to be bent. And that's fair. What I want to say, that is a fair statement because you don't have to condemn to anybody, but you're willing to listen to middle ground in each person. And that's all you can ask for from anybody. I'm not here to convince everybody that I'm correct or wrong or not, but if you can find a common ground, it's what it is. And it looks like somebody's saying, listen, hey, if somebody's being timeout, listen, I've told my people today, does anybody know in the chat that I know there will be certain people today on purpose, and I said there looks like anything is going to be bad, you're going to be timed out. So don't take out anybody else. But what's this say? God bless.
Why do you give timeouts, bro? I just clicked block. They're gone forever. I don't give second chances.
Today's show, because there's some people that put a hit piece because I put a picture of myself running for president. I told people today, let's get them all out. Well, I don't want anything negative. So if you did get timeout, just relax.
Let me tell you. Let me
good.
Let me tell you. This is how you keep an energy vampire in your life, by giving them second chances. You can't give them a second chance. They already showed you who they are. They're an energy vampire. If you know someone's an energy vampire, it's like someone comes up to you and they beat the shit out of you on the street, and then you heal up next week and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna give you a second chance. And then they come back and they beat the shit out of you again. And then you go back to the hospital, and the third time you're walking, then they go beat the shit out of you the third time, and they knock you unconscious. You're like, okay, that's enough. I'm gonna stay away from this guy. That's the vibe, It's like, no, they attack you once, they're gone. That's it.
Yeah.
What if it's your own brother?
I don't care.
We had a third brother. You used to try to beat the shit out of me all the time.
Well, okay, so family's different, but if it's some random stranger on the internet, fuck them.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. This person wrote, I suppress my emotions for something temporary, and just facing that shadow is a lot.
Well, right now, I have, in only observation, I have noticed that tensions have really skyrocketed. Now, outside of whatever, local, whatever, it's really has. I mean, it has between family members, outside of whatever the channels, family members, people in general, outside in the street, back in America, even the college students that are ripping down fences today in Manchester school area, everybody is just really high strung at the moment. Now, I have noticed that if I feel any stress, I get a rash. I go, well, that's immediate almost. It's like people that start getting too emotional will start getting sick. And then there's your whatever sickness is coming from. Well, obviously you're stressed because now you're sick. I wrote it down as an idea only. I've noticed that I'll get a rash because I don't use any deodorants or nothing, and so I'm fine. Now, if I get somebody arguing with me or giving me bad fucking vibrations in a store or some weird place, and for no reason, like they're like an NPC that snaps into a mode and they're being possessed in a game to harass me for a second. Because an American, I'd vote for talking about Trump, and then I'm like, I'm not even voting. I didn't vote for Trump. Why would you? The cowboy hat anyway. That vibration will give me a fucking rash. I'm like, I can't believe it. It's not. I wrote it down. It's
somewhat. You can't. I don't blame everybody for being a little bit of angry because there is a lot of little storms that are happening. A lot of little storms, because I mean, like for you, Bob, technically you're where you're at is shut down. Now here, things are not really shut down, but things are like limited to 50%. But like tonight, I'm going to the movies. I can still go to the movies, so I get to go. But some areas you got this going on. Like here, my kids can't go to school; they have to be here. And then I'm always got to watch the dog now because they got to be online. There's a lot of little things that adds up, and then one thing hits you that you don't mean, and you kind of explode. So I can forgive that because there is a lot of little things. But I'm learning through change. Like I can't have that run me now on.
No,
it's all right. I could be angry a little bit here and there, but I gotta let it go, or otherwise, I'm no better than what I'm angry about in the first place. I'm no better than Donald Trump. I'm no better than Biden. I'm no better than Pelosi. All these
I've
people.
learned to laugh about it now. When they scream, this is the number one thing that somebody will scream for some weird reason. They love this thing over here. Completely 99.9% fucking great. Everyone, you get one old guy or whatever person that goes, Donald Trump's a spreader. And I'm like, he's a what? He's a spreader. Okay. Yeah, I guess I don't know him. I've never met the guy. I can't justify that he's a spreader.
Yeah,
he's a spreader. Yeah, okay. I don't want to have this conversation. No. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, she's telling you oh shit, just a rash. It's probably just your body telling you you're sensitive to negativity and got to project your energy.
Okay, yeah, you're correct because I haven't used deodorant since 2016. I use oil. Man. Yeah, no, and I've had no problems, man. I used to have these tags, and then I stopped using deodorant, and they went away.
So that's why you're wondering no one comes around you.
Well, yeah, no, I don't. I use a regular oils and stuff like that. I smell like people say I smell like candy. Okay, I don't smell like. I smell like these are people that I know, and these people that are being honest. I said, "Come on, man! No, you smell like fucking candy." Because I use the oils, I was like, "Oh, I put the oils on, and they smell like candy." Other people walk by, they use their aftershave or whatever, and they smell like a stinky dude, but with a perfume on them. I'm like, "Oh God, damn! You should use oil, man. Think about it. The Sikhs were right. Use the oils." You smell better, and you don't get I got nothings from oils.
I do want to say something. Somebody did write something in the chat, and I want to just say, I voted for President Donald Trump. I throw my support for him, and that's fine. You can. I'm never going to bash anybody here on who they want to vote for. So I want to say, Suzanne, I appreciate you having enough good energy to say, hey, I voted for this guy. And that's being positive. That's not holding it in.
Well, he's entertaining. Yeah, I like him. He's entertaining.
But more people need to accept people for who they kind of are, unless they're being a jackass to you. If they're just being nice and they're voting for someone you don't like, great.
Yeah. They're like, what do you like about the policies? I go, I don't like them. I don't care about the policy. I don't know any of the policies. I just look at one of them and I'm entertained by them, and the other, like Biden, a piece of me feels like he's gonna fall down and die. So I'm always in a little bit of stress. I'm like, is he gonna make it?
A skin cream that'll help you with your rash.
Yeah, I use the oils. If there's any I use alcohol, which stings. I love that fucking pain, and then I put oil on, and it works every time fine. I use all organics, man. If I have allergies, I use vinegar.
That's the night cream. It's awesome for dry skin.
Okay, yeah. I put oil on the oil of my beard. I got beard oils. I smell like a tree. I smell like fresh forest when I walk around. Like, oh, you smell good. Yes. That's because I'm not using other shit.
Well, first of all, AGM, if anybody who ever watched my show knows that I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I'm an independent. I ran technically for president. I filled out the paperwork on this channel 1 year ago. People knew I was running for president. Now, I didn't have 1 million senators, so I could not have a section where my name's on the ballot. But you can write my name in, and it would count. So when people were bashing me for saying, why'd Eric vote? I ran for president. I have to vote.
Well, I'm a skeptican. People ask me, what's your affiliation? I'm a skeptican.
Bob ran as my vice president. So
I'm a skeptican. That's how I ran.
And people are thinking, Eric, you're just joking. Bob, did we not fill out this application on air?
Yeah, I filled it out. We filled it out. You filled it out. Fuck yeah. I was like, I'm totally down for being vice president.
Stamp on it. Did we not do that?
Yeah. Yeah. But eventually we're going to have an asteroid blow us up anyway, so we're fine. Just enjoy life as we have it now. It's going to be an asteroid or a big tornado, or I think there's a god out there. That's I forgot the name of it. It's like a Cthulhu. One of the Cthulhu gods. I think it's on its way with large tentacles.
Yeah, that's the AI. That's not really God.
A Matrix kind of a question. Okay, so we've heard that, in your opinion, you feel that, we can be headed to a civil war. And what I just saw the last few days, and I said, I'm right behind you on that. It can happen. Do you think there's an end goal for a Matrix thing for this civil war? Like even after the civil war, do you feel that after it we could become a good place again, or like a rebuild, kind of like a rebuild, like
a rebirth?
A rebirth. Yes, exactly.
Phoenix, what this old structure has to come down before the new can be built, really. But we should actually not focus too much on the old. Focus more on building the new. So like our channels, my channel, that's the new vibration that we're sharing. It's everything's a frequency, everything's an energy, and then from that energy it manifests into physical reality. So I focus on the new. Yes, we're watching the old crumble as we build the new.
Yeah.
Now it's taking time. It's taking a while for it to manifest, but energetically, if you can sense it, if you can feel it, you see, okay, this is new. The new frequency is coming in. This new earth is coming in. This new world is coming in, where people are awakened. Okay, where they're conscious of each other, where they recognize the divinity within each other. They don't fight. They don't argue. They don't call each other names. That's so childish. Come on, guys. We're spiritual beings. We're literally infinite souls. Why are we fighting amongst each other?
Imagine that.
It's so counterproductive. We could. This is it's such a waste of energy to fight amongst each other. We could be building something powerful instead.
Yeah.
So if you want to fight, that's fine. You're going to fight with the elites and you're going to go down with the elites. That's my advice to you. If you want to stay in the fighting energy, you're going down with the elites, bro.
The karma, man.
Tap into love and tap into higher consciousness and tap into the infinite space, you're going to manifest all your wildest dreams, because you're going to realize that this is an illusion. This is a dream. This is a dream itself.
Yeah, weed next to dog shit. Seriously, weed next to dog shit. People think I'm fucking bullshit. I ain't lying. They're in the Matrix. I found weed, taking the dog for a shit. And I'm like, this is not real, man. Nobody does. Nobody. No. But I'm happy. I was happy. I was walked the dog an extra fucking mile or two. I was like, I'm happy right now. This is crazy. This is so fucking awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
See, I give my energy to the people that come in a loving sphere. If you come to me with love and with positivity, I'll reciprocate with positive energy. If you come to me with another energy, I'll just ignore you, or I'll come back at you with that same energy, but not in the way that you want, where it's feeding you. It's just gonna be like, see, the trolls, they need energy to survive. If you give them no energy, it's like a child that's been abandoned, by their parents. They don't have any love. They're like, mommy, daddy, somebody pay attention to me.
I know, right?
That's the vibration that they're carrying. Like, somebody, please, anybody,
pay attention to me.
Yeah,
please. I like it. I get. Some people, like I said, when they make jokes, I like Dan Garcia. His shit's funny. When he was making them jokes, I had to try not to laugh. That's funny shit. I don't mind that, man. It's like, I'm trying not to laugh with some of the things that people say with Garcia or with his whatever job. Yeah, I try not to laugh. I don't mind them things, man. Let's just try to make each other fucking laugh. I love the jokes, man. I like to feed off of Torres with his fucking those are cool, man. I mean, and this is where we're headed. We got to keep it that way, man, because karma's coming for people. It comes. And it comes, it will give or it will take. So at this point, like I said, just be cool with everything. Be cool.
I feel bad for the people that inflict negative energy onto others because karma is exponential. So you attack somebody with negative energy, it comes back to you tenfold.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if the person you're attacking is a little bit of a higher consciousness. So like the people that attack Jesus, right? They ended up getting shit to them, right? Yeah. Right? So you never want to attack a person that's a little bit elevated in their consciousness because the universe will teach you a more painful lesson. It's not the same as attacking a normal person. It's more painful. And you're probably like, why is my life like shit, man? Why do I have all these negative things? You don't realize the universe is punishing you for your own actions, but you're actually punishing yourself.
Yeah,
so maybe you're a sadist. Maybe you like pain. I don't like pain personally. I don't like inflicting pain on others or myself. So I just don't do that. If I see somebody else inflicting pain, I'm just like, I'm sorry, bro, but you're gonna have to learn with more pain. That's gonna be your lesson.
Yeah. I try to stay away. That's why I always have my spills. Like, for those of you with the Mandela effect, for those of you who think you have the Mandela effect, for those of you quantum jump like myself, and for those of you getting off narcotics, my primary audience, get the fuck off drugs and get away from those things that kill you. Get away from those things that make you feel bad. Get away from those fucking situations that make you feel uncomfortable. Try to be fucking happy. Try to make yourself happy. Go somewhere. Go do something. Find a project, man. Do a different thing. Be a painter. Be a writer.
Yeah.
Be a musician. Do something, man.
Something creative.
I made wands, magic wands. I'm not a witch. I made magic. Anything to make me happy, man.
Make a YouTube video. And don't make your channel on hating other people.
Man, I make fun. I try to make funny videos. I try to be funny.
I like don't have any creative potential, so you have to make videos on other people's videos.
You're so right. I mean, when Baba and I were just doing this channel, we want to just have fun. That was our hobby.
I try to make funny video. I try to make them funny. I do the old man face and stuff like. I mean, I might say things. I try to help people, let people know, hey, this situation you got to be careful with. Be careful with this. Be careful with that. But I try to do it in a funny way where I can sugar feed you a spoonful of sugar. Try to make it easy. Just do it nice, man. I'm just giving you a warning. Be careful with the karma. Karma biting people now.
I have a friend who has he's another spiritual YouTuber, and he posted in his community chat. It's so funny. Like, he'll always get one dislike on his videos. And he's like, he wrote a post. He's like, I just want to say to that one guy that's subscribed to my channel that always dislikes my videos, I sincerely appreciate your support. Thank you for watching every single one of my videos. And then after he posted that, the guy stopped disliking his videos and he probably unsubscribed too.
For a little bit, I was like, I have a one thumb down, and I realized that that's a friend of mine that's saying hi in a separate way. I go, oh, never mind. It's a friend of mine that always does that. I go, oh, I got you. I know who you are. Thank you. Okay, awesome. It's a thumb up. It's a thumb down was a thumb up. But being separate, in other words, with the other ones. I'm just giving you a personalized, but it's like, okay, I figured it out. So I was like, be careful you get too mad at people for a thumb down. It might be someone giving you a thumbs up. They're just doing it differently.
Well, technically, YouTube, a thumbs down and a thumbs up means the same thing. So
it's interaction.
Yeah, interaction. So if you're thinking that you're giving somebody a thumbs down, it's going to hurt their channel. It does not. It's like I still remember the saying. I know I'm going to Howard Stern, but Howard Stern, they used to say, "Why is he so popular?" Because half people love him, half the people hate him. Why he's number one? Because half the people love him and half the people hate him. Still watches him. So by watching your channel, you actually became number one because everybody's watching to see what you do next.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're
same thing with Trump.
Give a thumbs down, you actually technically watched his show.
Yeah, it still counts. Yeah, but I realized it was a thumb up the whole time. I was like, oh, that's weird. And I thought I was okay with this. Oh, I realize now. Okay, it was a friendship. It was a friendship one. Okay, cool. No more negativity. Those are friends now. Cool. Yeah, don't take things out of context. I try not to take anything out of context anymore. Just I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it, man. Just take things in everyday strides. Because we're gonna go somewhere. It's headed somewhere. This all these things happening isn't for nothing. It's not for nothing. All of these things, not for nothing.
It's pretty cool right here. We should be sticking together as a people, regardless, especially what is going on with the whole, create of what is going on. And you're right. We should be going. Like you said, there's no reason to hate each other. There really isn't. Why hate each other? I mean, seriously, why? What are you gonna get with it? Get a Coke, get a beer.
They're bored. Again, it goes back to the attention thing. They don't have attention, so they're bored.
Yeah.
Then you gotta feel sorry.
Hate is better than no attention.
Yeah. Then I feel sorry.
At least someone's paying attention to them. At least someone is acknowledging their presence. If no one acknowledges their presence, it makes them miserable. Then they have to sit with their own hatred and be like, why am I so hateful?
Yeah. And I was watching a James Bond movie with Sean Connery. I had to do You Only Live Twice. And I'm not joking. I'm watching You Only Live Twice. And at the end of the movie, he's in the volcano and the Mr. Bad Guy with the kikiti is launching the rockets up. And all the henchmen were in there. And I'm thinking to myself, these poor fucking henchmen, man. Now they're just working guys. They've got families. They've got a 401k. I don't know what they have for the fucking bad guy on their pension plan, but these henchmen they're not bad. You can't hate the henchmen in that fucking movie. I was like, they're just working. If you really think about it, they're just working. Don't hate the henchmen in the movies. I stopped hating the henchmen. I enjoy them now.
Yeah, because the villains are cool.
Even the villains are cool.
Like, who was a really cool villain? Oh, there was a movie I was thinking about. I don't know, like in the last Star Wars, Emperor Palpatine. He's a pretty freaking cool villain. I like him as a villain.
Badass villain.
Badass villain. He shot electricity and lightning out of his sky and took out all the freaking, planes in like 1 second. Like, that's pretty cool, dude. Yeah, you're evil, but I still like you.
And then I watched The Mandalorian. And if you notice, the Mandalorian's having a rough time all around because the Empire is no more. People are assholes. Well, the Empire kind of kept shit in check just a little bit. They're all assholes in the movie.
Now, let me bring something up. Now you said he's a bad guy. Palpatine's a bad guy. I mean, if you really decode it, technically, Palpatine was voted in. So technically, he was voted in by the people.
He was a tyrannical governor. He was a tyrant.
He voted in. He got him. It doesn't matter how he got there. He got it in. You could look at it as the resistance or the rebels were technically the terrorist people because they didn't like a government run, which it was voted in. It doesn't matter how you changed it, but you can look at it as they were the terrorists that didn't like it to be ruled. They had the system to get them in here even in the first place. So who is truly the evil? Palpatine or the resistance rebels who are technically you call them as the terrorists?
Right? I was like, wait, these rebels aren't that cool.
9/11 was attacked by terrorists, right? Because they didn't like how our government runs things. If you bring that into the Star Wars world,
right?
So the resistance and the rebels were the terrorists. They didn't like how the Death Star, like the two towers, they went in there and attacked it.
Well, it's like that's the what they call that. Oh God. What was it? Fight Club. That's Fight Club at the end. Fight Club at the end. You're like, really? You know, Tyler Durden was like, actually, was he really wrong? I mean, what he did is it really? They're pissing in the elite's fucking soup, and I'm like, you know, you almost want, like, you talking about wanting to feel for a villain, and then Fight Club. I'm like, these guys aren't that bad if you think about it. They're kind of fighting for a reason. There, bad, you know. Who knows who's the good guy and bad guy anymore? I don't fucking know anymore. Comic book, man.
Or this is who I was thinking of. Thanos.
Who?
Thanos from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes, Thanos.
I
like Thanos.
Hold on, let me correct it. You are right. Hold on. He wrote, Eric, don't our government documents said that it's our duty to replace a government that abuses democracy? Yeah. You're right. I'm just having fun.
Yeah. Thanos, man. I like Thanos, and other people I've talked to in Britain are like, no, Thanos was bad. I go, well, actually, kind of not. The way Thanos explains it is the place that I've taken over, blah, blah, blah. Now they have commerce, and now they have good, and nobody's poor anymore, and everyone like, oh yeah, you know, he made a point there. Yeah. I don't know, man. That's up to God. I guess he was a demigod, so I don't know. Was it okay for him to do that?
Right, and that's the thing. Like, maybe he wasn't necessarily evil, but his mission was evil, and the way he carried out his actions were evil, right? But was he necessarily evil? Like in the first movie, the Avengers, where he was fighting them, he didn't want to kill anyone. He didn't want to kill anyone that he wasn't supposed to. He was like, this is going to mess up the balance. Then as people started messing with his mission, then he was like, okay, now I have to, because they're resisting.
Yeah. Well, you saw that part where that, you know, that I can't remember his name is. He was in whatever the galaxy. He had all them. He was buying the stone, and he had all them people in cases. So he was collecting. The collector was collecting.
Right.
You had actual people strapped in fucking for eternity, like in a case. Animal, every like different creatures, all in a case, and he went in and smashed it all up and let them all out. Technically, wasn't he cool for that? That's what I was arguing with the about. I was like, isn't that kind of cool? He freed them.
Or let's go back to Bane. Right? Bane from the Dark Knight trilogy, or the last one, The Dark Knight Rises. Bane was giving the power back to the people because of all the corruption, right? It was capitalism versus socialism, which is exactly what's happening right now in the U.S. And he tried to shift the power. Now, he did it in a terrible way, right? The method he did it was terrible. But his end goal was to give the power back to the people. But then he did the Gotham's Reckoning, and he destroyed Gotham. Or he was trying to. So his motive was good. He was trying to shift it back to the people. The approach is wrong, right? Yeah. We can learn from these lessons. We can learn a lot from these movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, when Bane took over, I'm trying to remember, did he automatically kill people right off the bat? And I know he had a bomb to blow up if things don't change. But
he was a killer. He was a killer, straight up. He would break people's necks.
Kind of an asshole on that.
He was a mercenary.
Yeah, kind of like the original Joker where he was burning the money. Like they gave him, he got all the money, he just set it on fire. He's like, "Fuck it, burn it." Like, what are you doing? I'm burning all the money. Why? You know, he didn't care about the money. He cared about just the chaos of it and the disruption of the system.
Somebody says that this is New Age upside down psychology. No. So let me clarify here. And since you didn't come with a comment that was stupid, I'm going to acknowledge your presence. Okay, just to let you know. Since it was actually an intellectual comment. So I think that there's good and evil within all people. Okay. Now the Joker, he was very evil. Okay, he was killing people, right? But there are reasons for what they were doing. They were thinking of the collective. They were just not actualizing that peaceful energy or that peaceful way of doing things. So they could have carried out in a positive way, but they chose the wrong way. But their intentions were good. Bane's intentions was to shift the capitalistic people away from power and give it back to the people. Same thing with the Joker. He wanted to kind of make society reset, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But if you're doing it and causing a lot of destruction, yes, then it's a bad thing, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm no New Ager. Tony knows me. I ain't no
We're not
New
New
Ager.
Agers. I'm not a New Ager either.
He knows I'm anti-New Ager. I'm a barbecuer. I'll get together with people and we'll talk about the New Age with barbecue. We'll drink some beer. That's New Age. And everyone's getting along with some good music, oldies. Eric, good show, man.
We had a great conversation at the end.
I love having Snooze on. We get to talk philosophy.
Yeah.
It's technically, it's talking Hollywood's a little fun because you can decode almost everything because, I mean, I'm not trying to get nerdy here, but, I mean, you could go deeper with Bane saying, he was picked on, they hurt him, and this woman saved him and bring him, brought him love that he was lacking because people were hurting him. And so he became a monster because people created a monster from him. One person took pity and protected him. So, and at the end, he was protecting her. So who's technically the real monster, him or the people who created him? So, I mean, it's fun breaking it down where
no win situation.
Batman the real villain because everywhere he goes, it seems that there was so much death and destruction that would follow him. He wouldn't kill anybody, but everywhere, just his presence alone would inspire fear because Batman was operating out of fear, right? And so then his opponents would be 10 times more fearful. So he embraced that vibration, he projected that into the collective reality, and then he created a reality with 10 times more fear. That's how this shit works, even in the comics.
So it's fun. You can break down almost anything. But beyond that, guys, I think even though the chat might got a little heated here and there, but overall, I love the spiritual talk, and I love Tate coming on because I wanted to take today's show in a different perspective and like in a more of a spiritual kind of world. I think we did it. I really did, and more or less most everybody in the chat was cool today. There was a few little fights that was going on. I don't give a shit about that. But beyond that, I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank the Matrix Unveiled show for coming here. I want to put his channel in the chat.
Go sub it up. We're growing, guys. We're growing pretty fast. And you guys are growing too. So it's beautiful to see both of our channels. Like I started off less than 1,000. You were you quickly
at 900. At 900.
Yeah. My personal channel, I gained 10.
It's the last time we talked.
Yeah, but it always has a numerical value. It always comes out to like a 13, or it's always a numerical value. So I don't mind. It's just what it is. Okay. I like my little group anyway. They're comfortable. I can always talk into comfortable. I got my regulars for 2016. I'm just really comfortable with my friends.
Yeah.
But just a heads up, if you come to my channel and you have a shitty vibration, don't be surprised if you can't find your comments on my channel. if you just got hidden somehow, hey, I warned you.
I thank everybody from D Live for watching, people on Twitter who's watching, people on Facebook who's watching. We're broadcast everywhere. And then, of course, I'll upload this to Instagram later on. I got to break it up. Of course, on Instagram, I got to break it up because Instagram only allows an hour. So I always got to do like a part 1, a part 2. It sucks, but that's how Instagram rolls. And yes, Taurus, love everyone. That's it. That's the key. That's good energy right there. Love everyone. And Flaticord loves candy apples. That's love. EF Waves. Hi, everyone. That's love. Flaticord.
They have these on Bonfire Night. It's candy apples, man. Like, I love it. I love Bonfire Night.
So beyond that, guys, we're going to end the show, and I want to see everybody back Monday. I don't know what the subject is going to be yet. I got to work on that over the weekend. So beyond that, we'll see everybody Monday.